It's 12:14 and I've already failed for the day. I have. It's Friday. It's one of the very few days a year that I have off. And I had in my head set very ambitious goals, and I don't know why I do this, because I don't need to have these big, huge, write for 12 hours a day days to make progress. Like, I've never needed that. But for some reason, that's always what I'm drawn to. Even now I'm planning, I'm like, well, Monday I could do it. I had it in my head that I wanted to do some sort of challenge for this video. Like, I wanted to do like 12-hour write-a-thon. And for what, Alyssa? Why? But I woke up at like 8:30, which is later than I intended. I scrolled on Instagram for, I don't know how it's possible, but it is now 12. So, and I have sat in this chair, I have made like 17 little beverages to like, oh, I'm gonna make this little beverage and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna write. And then I drank all the beverages and then I had to pee and I still had not even written a single word. It's now 12:17 and there is still so much of this day left. There is so much of this day. And so I'm sick of my mind being like, well, you didn't write at 7 a.m. so that means you can't do anything. Like, who is that? I'm also just tired. Maybe I need to lean into that. But then I'm like, I think I'm just tired because I've been doing nothing for 2 weeks. So like, it's just hard to get back into it. A lot of the videos I was watching were like New Year's goals. And I was like, I love a New Year's goals video. I watched this video by Kelty O'Connor, who is like a fitness influencer, sort of. Her, like, she has a lot of like 30-day challenge videos of like, I wore a weighted vest for a month. Here's what happened. Like, I tried Pilates for a month. I tried, you know. And this video that I watched was I did nothing for 30 days. And I watched it out of procrastination. And in this video, she talks about some creative burnout that she's been having and like trusting your habits, like not always trying to do something new. And I don't think I'm someone who like tries new habits a lot, but I do tend to like very often have this mindset of like have a super productive writing week. Like every weekend has to be the weekend that I do everything. Why? And I do like when I did 20,000 words in a cabin in the woods, like that was so fun. And I do like to be in these spaces where I'm writing like 8 hours. Let's take a breath. Where I'm writing multiple hours and getting a lot done every day, because I really do view myself as a career author where this is a job for me. Am I making money? No. But I want to be prepared for the eventuality that I'm hoping will be soon. Well, soon as in like in the next 5 years, that I'm able to write full time. And I have seen this happen with people, and this is not to like call anybody out. This is just about me. I have seen people who have all of the time in the world to write and don't. And I've seen them struggle with this, where they maybe go full time with writing and then like struggle with a lot of burnout or struggle with a lot of not finishing things. And I am afraid of becoming that, which is silly because all these people are on their own journeys. Like, this is not a judgment towards those people. But I think I have this like fear that what if I have a day, like a totally free day? Like, what if every day, what if I get a 6-figure book deal or 2 of them? I don't know. I make billions of dollars for some reason. Like, I have a video go crazy and now I have 100,000 subscribers and I make my income every video, right? Like, what if something crazy happens and I don't have to work anymore and I have the time to write all the time and I don't do it? Like, I am afraid of that. And so I think every time I have a day off or like a Saturday, I'm like, this is my practice round. This is how I prove to myself that I can and will make use of every second if I ever am lucky enough to be able to go full time. And that is really toxic. But then there's this other side where it's like, I like having that ambition of getting a lot done when I have the time to do it. And I like the progress and the pace at which I'm able to work when I put in those hours. I think it's just like a mindset thing of like, this day off is only successful if I write 10,000 words or whatever it may be. I don't know how that relates to that Kelty O'Connor video I was watching. It just like kind of put me in this headspace of like, she talks a lot about how she's like built all these routines and habits that are like easy as breathing, like working out just feels like hygiene, which I'm not there. But you don't need to constantly be trying to set these new things to try to aim towards, right? Like I already have these habits and like I haven't been doing them for a few weeks. So I think that there's that part of that's like stressed that I'm like lost all my habits, but I didn't. That just kind of like, it just put me in a different mindset because I had wanted to write a lot today and I still do. Like I still would really love if I could get through a lot of this book today and like make the most of the time that I have, because it's true, like I don't have unlimited time. And so it is good to make use of the time that I have. I would really like to stop putting this pressure that every time I have a day off or a Saturday or an evening free that I have to like become the bionic woman and just like destroy every goal. I don't know. And I've actually really been struggling with the live streams recently, and recently is relative because there's not been a lot of live streams recently, honestly. So I don't know if this is still the case, but I've like really been struggling to be productive or like actually write and feel good about the writing during live sprints. And I don't know what that's about. And it's not just my live sprints. It's like when I attend other people's lives, like in the like if I'm just in chat, like watching a live stream, I just like don't write well. And I don't know if it's just like the winter, if I'm just like, and then I started to be like, am I writing at all good? Like, is it doing that thought away? Part of that is it's like cold out, the sun goes down early, and I'm in this spot with my writing where it's really hard to motivate myself because I'm at the beginning of a new draft. I think the beginning of a new draft is always so horrible because there's so much work ahead. I just put my goal into TrackBear for like what the next revision is going to be, and it's like, oh, it's 70,000 words. Okay. And I do break it down and I do tackle it piece by piece, but it's still like the beginning of a new draft is like, girl, this is like so much work I'm about to do. And for what? Like, and there is payoff just in writing in general. And I have seen that and experienced that, and I do enjoy writing just on its own. But I'm also in this space where it's like, this is so much work for this book, and I love this book and I want it to do well and to be good and to be the best that it can be, and I know I will enjoy working on it when I get to it, but it's like, this is so overwhelming how much work there is. And I've written now like 5 books and it's still so overwhelming every time. And so I think it's a combination of like, it's cold and winter outside, I'm at the beginning of a new draft, which is really overwhelming for me. What other excuse can I come up with? Like, I've really pushed it this year creatively with content, and I enjoy that. I really do love making videos, and it usually is not something that takes a toll creatively on me. But I think the live streams were starting to do that, and I hate that because I love live streaming and I love being with you guys and writing with you guys. But there was something about it where I just like was not being productive, and it was just like not helpful. And I'm hoping that that changes. Like, I'm hoping that I can do live streams again and they feel productive. Anyway, so those are all the excuses and reasons why it might not be going well. And the other, I think, reason is, as much as I like to like pretend that the querying isn't happening, it is, right? And there's so much going on with that. And so it's really difficult to motivate myself to do this other book that's so unrelated to the querying when I could be hearing something at any moment. But I could also not hear anything for 2 months. So I can't just sit around and wait for something to happen with querying. And usually I'm not thinking about that, but right now, you guys, like, there's so much going on with querying right now. But I'm probably not gonna hear anything for a long time, but like, there's so much going on, which is so exciting. And so I'm kind of like, what if I just like lived in that and like didn't but I also know myself, and if all of these things that are happening come back in a way that I don't like, or like come back negatively, I need to have been working on something else. Like, I need to have been using my time to write something new. Like, I have this sticky note right in front of me when I write always that says write another book. And you might be thinking like, Alyssa, that's hardcore. But it's because I just don't ever want to tie my identity to one book, and I don't ever want to tie my identity to one querying, like one rejection, one agent request, one publishing, whatever. I don't want to, and I feel like I really try not to. And so I always have that sticky note in the front of my mind that is write another book. Like, you can always write another book. If this doesn't work out, there's another book in you. There always is, right? It's really difficult for me to focus on rewriting this opening, because it's also just like, am I making the right choice with how I'm opening this book now? It's very different. And does it even solve the problem I was trying to fix? I think it does solve some things, but part of the goal of reworking this opening was to like lower the word count a little bit, and I think it's gonna be longer, and there's always a question of tone with this book. The way I'm writing this is a tone shift from the rest of the book, and it's a tone shift I've been working towards with this book, and I think it's the right choice, but I don't know, and I'm afraid that I'm doing the wrong thing, even though as I'm writing it feels like the right thing, and so I just need to like trust myself. There are times when I'm writing where I become afraid of the work, and I really don't like to be there, but sometimes I am, and often it's at the beginning of a draft, or if there's something going on with querying where everything like comes into perspective a little bit of like, eventually people are gonna have to read this and judge it, you know? These are all of this video is a list of all of my excuses as to why it's now 12:30 and I have not written yet today. I just have this like weight hanging over my head of all of this querying stuff that I'm apparently not telling you about, but it feels like I kind of I have a lot of requests out, that's what I'll say, which is so exciting, Like, these are the numbers that I'm seeing right now of requests are numbers that I have dreamt about, that like feel very close. But there's this weight of like, what if all of these come back as no, and also the book I'm writing doesn't work, and also the next one won't be good either, and also what if I burn out and don't have any motivation to do anything ever again? And I know that I am choosing to be in an industry and choosing to strive for an industry where this is gonna be the reality forever if I continue down this path. Like, even if I get the agent, then I'll have these same thoughts about publishing deals. And even if I get the publishing deal, then I'll have these same thoughts about like, what if it doesn't sell? What if it, like, I know that I'm entering a space where this is gonna be the constant struggle, and I can't let that worry, that like hanging over my head weight, like, or hinder me from writing another book. And like, it's really, really hard to separate these two things, to separate this like dread and expectation and worry and like curiosity and like anticipation of what might happen on the publishing side of things, to separate that from like this fourth draft of this other random book that none of these agents even know about. Like, it's hard to separate that and to like fully be creatively in the book that I'm actively working on when there's so much going on with another book. But I know that that's the industry that I'm in, so I just need to like work through that and like get words on the page and just like show up for myself, which might go against this whole other thing I've been talking about like every moment. I think it's all just kind of cocktailing itself, mixing itself together into this cocktail of like, can I write one sentence? So juxtaposed to like all of my goals for the new year, which have nothing to do with like being agented. It hasn't, like, truly the goals I made. But the goals I made honestly feel a little bit false, because yes, fine, I'll finish draft 4 of Gas Station and I'll send it out to critique partners and I'll work on draft 2 of Sunshine. I'll do all those things. But like, really what I want my goal to be is to like do another round on the wedding season with an agent and go on submission. Like, these are the things I really want. And that feels so close, but I can't make my goals that, because I have no control over that, and that's okay. It's okay. So that is all of the current stirrings of my mind, which none of you asked for, and here you are. So if you're feeling a similar type of way, which I don't know who is feeling the same way, I think just at the end of a year and at the beginning of a new one, these are kind of the things that I just like wrestle with, especially on a day where I have all day to write. Alyssa, you have all day to write. You should be writing 20,000 words. Let me come with a thesis statement for like what I'm even talking about. Like, I'm trying to go into the new year with like realistic goals and trying to be able to balance writing regularly and hitting my goals and writing the next book with these anticipations and fears and stresses about querying and publishing, while not like having this scarcity mindset of if I miss a day, I'll never be able to do it again. or if I miss on this book, I'll never have a book that works. Like I need to let go of that scarcity mindset and like trust myself. And I do trust myself. Like that's the thing. I know I can do it. It's just a lot of things stirring around up here. So there's 20 minutes of me talking about this. So there you go. Are you having similar spirals? What are you spiraling about? I feel like I always spiral about something this time of year. Also, my hair has been horrible this whole video, but I hope you just kind of treated it like a podcast. This was supposed to be the beginning of a vlog. I'm really doing okay, everyone. I really am. There's just a lot going on, which is exciting. Better that than nothing. So, peace out. See you later. Have a good day. Bye.